I just can't gain weight. I can eat whatever I want, I won't gain weight. I eat way more than all of my friends, you can ask anyone. I have a very active thyroid, not a hyperactive one, but a very active one. Food just burns right through me. All of those excuses I have used myself in the past, and all of them are actually bullshit. In this video, we will look at how to gain weight if that is something you're struggling with, which is something that I struggled with for most of my life, something that my mother already struggled with, my grandparents already struggled with, my brother's also struggling with. So it's something that is in the family, that we're what's called hard gainers, people that struggle with putting on weight and are more on the underweight side of the spectrum. But even for people like us, it is possible to gain weight. It is possible to actually put on muscles. And as you've probably already guessed, it's mostly coming down to nutrition. It's mostly coming down to how much you eat. And that is simple math. You might just not have done it right so far. So here's what I'm suggesting. And I know that it's tedious, but one thing that I feel will really help you and be a game changer for you is to track your calories for a while. At least a week, ideally 2 weeks. Because only once you really track everything, and I mean everything that's going into your mouth, you're just still guessing. Once you did that, once you tracked it, you will finally have the hard data, and you might finally discover that you're not eating as much as you thought. There might be those events, like after you did a 10K or something like that, or had a really sporty day where you then smashed 4 burgers at Burger King or something like that, and everyone was astounded of how much you can eat. They could never eat as much and you're still so lean. But you've burned a lot on that day. And chances are that if you had that one giant meal, that you might skip breakfast the next morning because you still feel full, or you're not eating much more the rest of that day, or you haven't eaten so much before on that day. So if you look at it in the grand scheme of the whole day or of the whole week, you might still not eat that much. So the first thing, like I said, is track your calories. So you really have data, not just one freak event where you eat a lot, but really what are you eating on average day to day. And with the tracking, there are great apps out there that help you with it, where most common foods are already kind of pre-stored, so you just need to quickly look for it, and then all the data, all the calories, all the macronutrients are already right there for you. Once you have that data, what you're actually eating, there's also calorie calculators online, different ones, and usually they work. What they do is you type in like your age, your weight, your gender, like lots of factors, and then it will tell you how many calories you should be eating to maintain your weight, and then therefore what threshold you need to go under to start losing weight, to diet, and what threshold you need to go above to start bulking, to put on weight. But here's the catch if you're a hard gainer. What it did for me is, when I did this very method, is that it told me that I probably need to eat just above 2,000 calories to start putting on weight, and that would already be a more aggressive bulking strategy. I did that and I did not gain anything whatsoever. So what I've discovered is that for a hard gainer, your maintenance realm might be a bit bigger. There might be like quite a large range of calories. You can eat that and probably not much will happen, or at least not in like anything that like makes sense time-wise. So here's what you need to do first. If you're still under a bulking range of calories that you need to eat on a daily basis, obviously up your daily intake to that amount and then see what happens. Not much might happen if you're like me. So what you do then is every week, or probably more healthy would be every other week, you up the calories again by 200 calories a day. See what happens then. Again, another week, or better 2 passes, you up again by 200 calories. And you do that until you start seeing a difference, until you start gaining weight. For me, that only started between 3,500 and 4,000 calories a day, which is roughly double the amount that a normal grown-up needs to eat according to those charts that you find at the back of your muesli pack. So I needed to eat significantly more than what those calorie calculators online told me to, until I really started seeing results. And chances are that you're the same, that you need to eat significantly more to actually start putting on weight. But once you know that, once you have the data, that is something you can do. Obviously, it will be really hard if at the moment you're just eating around 2,000 calories a day to jump right to 4,000, to double as much. you probably won't be able to do that. It is similar to like your muscles. You need to work out to actually get there. It requires a certain level of training. So what you do is you just add a little bit every day, or also that's why we do those increments, that you're not like right away going from your maintenance calories to 4,000 calories. You up it by 200 calories every other week. And by doing that, you're also kind of like training by always just adding a little bit. Another way how you need to do that is that probably if you're eating 3 meals a day at the moment, that probably is not going to cut it if you want to eat 4,000 calories, or those meals will be pretty ginormous. Plus, like might feel like really bloated, digestion. So my suggestion is that you actually start eating more meals. You look at your day and you spread out those meals. I'm eating currently 6 meals a day. So every one of those meals has a like normal and regular amount of calories. So this is something that after a while of training myself up to it, I can manage now. Proteins are basically, to simplify, the building blocks that like your muscles are made of. So you need those. And the most common formula that most bodybuilders I know use is that you go by, if you're going with pounds, you say that you take 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Or if you're going with kilograms, it doesn't convert exactly, but still it's close enough in this case. You go with 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight a day. That's what you need to ingest. And then when it comes to carbs and fats, that's obviously the rest where the calories are coming from. Fats are a little bit easier because fats have roughly double as many calories as carbs. So you reach your goal a bit faster. Still, if you're like me, your skin will actually recognize. If you eat too many fats, like I get breakout, like my skin gets really bad. So that's also something you might want to experiment with. You need a certain amount of fat. Good fats, obviously. So you should never completely try to eliminate fats from your diet. You just should keep it in a healthy realm. So just experiment a little bit with how many fats you can or should be eating a day and how many carbs you can and should be eating a day. Obviously, eating cleaner is better. And also look at your digestion. If you're eating lots of carbs, you might run into some issues with your digestion. So that's also a factor that you're looking at when it comes to how to dose those carbs, how to dose those fats. It gets more complicated from here than looking exactly at macros or looking then at minerals, looking at vitamins and things like that. But for now, where we're just talking, you're a beginner, you're in that stage that I was in for ages, where you just feel like I can't gain weight, there's no chance, I'm doing whatever. This will probably be the breakthrough. It is probably important that you track your calories so you find out how much are you eating at the moment, and then you up it to a level where you start actually gaining weight. It will 100% work because it is simple math. If you're eating more calories than you're burning, you will gain weight. If you're eating less calories, you will start losing weight. If you're eating exactly the right amount of calories, you will just stay the same. Again, for a hard gainer, that staying the same realm might be a bit bigger and larger, so you need to eat really like a lot more to start breaking through and to start gaining weight, which for other people or body types is a bit easier because they start gaining way faster. It's way clearer where that starts. But it's a simple matter of experimenting a little bit, adjusting, finding the sweet spot, and then you will gain weight finally. Please let me know in the comments if this worked for you or if it did not. Or if you have something else that really helped you, please share that with me and the others in the comments. And because it helps with the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. And also let me know if there's any other topics that you would like for me to talk about in the future. And I see you in the next video.